Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to let you know how to get the Voidtalon of the Dark Star mount, but don't get your hopes up. This mount is indeed the spawn of RNGesus and you will need a lot of luck to get it. So I've had a cold over the past weekend, which has given me quite a lot of time to sit around and essentially do nothing, which is pretty much perfect for a mount like this one. Unfortunately though, I have not got it to spawn yet, though I have done a lot of research and a lot of standing around looking at a tree, so let's get into how you can get this mount for yourself, if you're patient and have a good bit of luck. Now this mount is a bit of a twist on the usual ultra rare drop style of mount. There are a bunch of locations on Draenor essentially, where a portal can spawn. Once the portal spawns, one person can enter it, and when you enter it, you are taken to a small scenario, which is essentially just the Ner'zhul arena from the Shadowmoon Burial Grounds instance. Once you get in there, you'll see a dead Voidtalon lying there, and more importantly, an egg that you can click on, and once you click on the egg, you get the mount. This sounds easy, but in reality, you have to be very lucky, especially if there is competition, because only one person can get into that portal. Now let's go over the various known spawn locations. I will put up a map and then you'll see my character looking at where the portal spawns in the world. Due to the rarity of the spawns, it's likely that not all locations are known yet. So first of all, there are two spawns in Frostfire Ridge. One is above a ogre cave and the other one is just at the entrance to that Apexis area. You'll know what I mean if you go to that location in the map though. Frostfire is kind of handy because you do have two known spawn locations which are very close to each other. Next we've got two in the Spires of Iraq, and they're both near Sketis, with one of them being closer to Talador and one of them of course being very much within the Spires. This is a pretty good location in that a lot of the times that I've went there it has been kind of empty from people. However, jumping between the two spawn points isn't really that easy because you do have to run through a quest area, so it's maybe not as efficient as Frostfire Ridge. Now there are actually three in Nagrand, but they're not really that close to each other. One of them is near Mok'Gol Watchpost, the other one is near the Ancestral Grounds, and finally there's one at the Ring of Blood. Again, just look at the maps and where my character is, and you'll be able to get yourself there. Then finally there is a single one, known at the minute anyway, in Shadowmoon Valley. It's at Socrothar's Rise, but, it's actually below the rise. You'll see where my character is, but, I could imagine that spawn point maybe will trick a few people into thinking they have to go up onto the rise, when in fact they don't. Now that's essentially all that you need to know, but let's just talk a little bit more about some of the details. So according to a GM ticket that a WoWHead user got, the portal respawns randomly, but we don't actually know what this respawn timer is. I mean, it's probably not completely random, it's probably a random number between, say, 6 and 12 hours or whatever. Essentially, we just do not know what the spawn rate is because it's very early on in the patch. Once I get more solid information, I will update an annotation somewhere in this video to let you know. Though I will say that the spawn time does appear to be pretty long because I've been camping a lot of these spawns over the weekend and have not had the best of luck. So there's really two different ways of farming this mount. The first is pretty much the traditional way of doing things, just choose a spot and sit tight and, well, hope that you're lucky enough for it to spawn. Now, that's fine, and if you do that, then the best place to do it is probably Frostfire Ridge, because, as I said, there are two known spawn locations right beside each other, so you'll be able to check them both really easily. Now, we currently don't know whether these spawns are independent per portal, or whether it's just one portal spawn across the whole of Draenor, but in either case, it does seem like being close to two known spawns is ideal, therefore Frostfire Ridge should be the best. However, I have always found quite a few people there, so, if there's a lot of people there, you're probably best to go to another spot. Now, a viewer actually PM'd me a link to a very handy macro that was posted by a WoWHead user. I'll put it down in the description, but basically, once you paste it into your game, the game will look at your tooltip every second, and if the tooltip is Edge of Reality, it will play a sound, which is kind of cool. But what you'll have to do is leave your cursor on where the portal will spawn. Though, if another player stands between you and the portal such that your cursor is on them and not the portal, then obviously this will not work. Though if you want to be sneaky and perhaps a bit BM, you could always use, say, Pound Fist or a Mammoth or something like that to have this macro not work for other people, but I suppose technically it could be a bit of a dick move to do that. Anyway, there is one other way of trying to get this mount. If it's late at night and you're on a low pop server, then it might be worth just traveling from point to point. Basically, if you see that the spawns are pretty much always uncamped, then your best bet's probably just to travel from spawn to spawn, and that would be a pretty good way of getting the mount. Now, if you want to take that strategy to another level, what you could do is put one of your characters at every spawn point, and then just log into one character, log off, log into another one, and rotate, though the tedium of that might drive you just a bit insane. So they are really my 2 or 3 different strategies for getting this mount, and then all the information that you should need. Hopefully this helps, but really, in any case, you're going to need a lot of luck to get this mount, so, well, good luck to you, and good hunting, and I'll see you in the next video.